Alright guys, so right now we're going to take a look at Ultimate Freeze. The content dropped over the weekend, and we kind of just been keeping an eye out, hearing what people are saying. So Tim Tebow, halfback, is the first out-of-position player. They did a whole bunch of out-of-position players, and they did a whole bunch of very good items that you're going to want to pick up. The Tebow, besides being a novelty item, isn't going to be something I would use at halfback. I'll just do it for fun. Sweezy at DT would not be anything I would use. Fleener at free safety, I like a lot. 6'6", 88 speed. That could be pretty interesting. Obviously, he's only able to be used in like certain scenarios, but there might be something we could have fun with there. Antonio Brown gets 89 speed, so maybe you can mix him in on the shovel option. I bet he has pretty good elusive also. Steve Smith at corner has 86 zone. Not a big fan. He's a little short and slow for what I'm interested in. Sherman at receiver is 6'3" with 92 spec, but his catch and traffic's pretty low, so he's kind of just a novelty item. Suh Kicker does have some value. 97 kick power is extremely high, and you could use him on the Gibbs kick, and then you get extra hit power on the field if you wanted to try that. Donald Penn's everyone's favorite at tight end. He's got great strength and run block with decent catch. So if you needed to put him at wide receiver to block in the run game, you could do that with Donald Penn. Marshawn Lynch at outside linebacker has 92 excel, 97 hit power. That's a cheap item. I don't know how much you'd use that, but 88 strength is pretty good, and that Lynch, you might be able to make some plays. I like this Denard at quarterback. He's a little faster than the Antonio Brown. It looks like 92 against 89. The Denard base item was one of my favorites, and he actually could play quarterback a little bit for you. The Mariotas are all better than Denard, but that's not terrible. Sheldon Richardson, I don't see anything here besides some good strength and run block, but you can get that elsewhere. Antonio Gates at middle linebacker, looks like a novelty item. Pat Pete, good speed on the receiver, pretty good spec and catch and traffic, decent elusive. Maybe use him as a kick returner. He's a little slow though. Tom Brady at punter, looks like a novelty item, unless you were gonna use it for fake punts. He's got 95 throw power, 94 accuracy. That might be a wrinkle you want to mix in, because that one play actually has an unbumpable route on the right, that one fake punt. Tavon Austin, halfback, I like. They dropped his carry, which was smart. Probably the best kick returner. One of the best kick returners in the game now. 97 speed and agility, and 94 elusive. So I would put this at kick returner. Walter Payton QB, I would play him over the Denard because he's much faster. That's a shovel option nightmare waiting to happen. Possibly Wildcat too. Taylor Mays, everyone's using this card. They love this card. 93 speed, 6'3". I think Anthony Barr is close because Anthony Barr has a little less hit power, but he's 2 inches taller. This guy's a beast. If you use him, he's not going to be the best in the run game because he only has 7'9" block shed, but there's a spot for this Taylor Mays as a user. Julio, 86 zone, 90 hit power, 90 speed. You could possibly use with Julio also and look to make some plays. I would still choose to use with the Taylor Mays, though. Free safety Calvin. I saw Rose Bowl made a video about an interception animation. He got that one-handed over-the-shoulder animation, like there. So, 6'5". We loved him last year. 93 hit power. This guy has a real chance to make it in some lineups if you want to user him. I don't recommend not usering these guys, though. This Devin Hester at CB is pretty fast, but the 86 man's a little low. But he does have pretty good catch. So I'm going to say no, but not a bad, not terrible. Edelman quarterback is a decent thrower, but you got faster guys. I'm never just going to play this guy because he can throw a little bit. I'm going to always try and find a special formation to use him. Poe has 100 strength, 95 run block at fullback. 95 truck, yeah, he could play. And also you could sub him in because fullbacks are on the kick return team, I think. And so you might be able to get some extra special teams hit power. Julius Peppers. You know I love him in almost every format. He's at tight end here, 6'7", 91 spec, 84 catch in traffic, 88 strength. If you had a little better spec, I still think you would just play Jimmy Graham instead of Peppers, but it would be cool. C-Dub got a 94 spec, 88 catch in traffic, 90 speed with 85 route running. It's just not very good. I think you get a DeAndre Hopkins edition that it has the same stats ratings. There's a lot of guys with these ratings across the board that you can now get. Don't pay extra because it's Charles Woodson, even though it's very cool. And the last guy out of position is Clay Matthews. He moves down to left end, so we've now seen him at outside backer, middle linebacker, and left end. And 95 power move is very, very good with 92 excel. But he's got bad strength and bad block shed, so he's now just a pass rusher with 83 speed, 92 excel, and 95 power move. And as you know, guys, those 3 ratings to rush the passer, 83 speed, 92 excel, 95 power move, dime a dozen. He's under 90 play rec, so this Clay can't play for me. He could maybe play in some budget lineups as just a pass rusher, but those ratings are easier to find than you would think. At this point in this season, you should be able to get higher than 95 power move where you're at. So those are my thoughts on the out-of-position players. They're a big staple. I'm glad they expanded the pool. I think you never want these guys to be the guys you use every down, but if you can put together a scheme that capitalizes on Donald Penn's blocking, on using Taylor Mays, on using Calvin Johnson, on finding a way to get Walter Payton in for the shovel option, or Julian Edelman at quarterback in the Wildcat using packages. If you can find a way to get cute and package these guys, then they can definitely have some value for your MUT team.